Hey guys, welcome back to the remote services. Today's Thursday, April 9th, and Cecilia and I had prepared some little physical education for you today. So let's get started. Cecilia?
Yeah, you want to make sure that you're in a comfortable position, a comfortable stance, your feet apart a little so that way you're not going to lose your balance. And we're going to start by breathing. We're going to do 10 seconds of in through your nose, out through your mouth. Remember, again, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Remember to go at your own pace.
Breathe all the way in and exhale all the way out. We do 2 more of these. Last one. Right, now that you're fully relaxed, we're gonna do the left hand to the right side. Do this for 10 seconds. We're gonna reach over and stretch all the way through.
Don't forget to breathe.
Very important to keep your breathing under control. Okay, we're gonna switch over. Right arm to the left side.
Remember, if you can't do it for the 10 seconds, you can always take a break. Now back over to your right side. Now we're gonna go back to your left.
You guys should feel the stretch all the way into your shoulder here and reach all the way up.
Remember, keep breathing at your own pace.
The last time to this side.
Inhale, exhale.
Okay. Now we're gonna do little circles. We're gonna start little, just to get the shoulders loosen up. Remember, you don't have to go our pace. Whatever pace is right for you, that will work perfectly.
And still remember to breathe.
Okay, now let's do the forward ones. So we're stretching it all out. Any tension that's built up, help you relieve.
Now we're gonna go backwards. And we're still doing little circles. Breathe in. Now exhale.
Let's go forward again. One more time. It's okay to have different speeds.
Okay, now you can put your arms down. Deep breath. In, out. Now we're gonna stretch. Wow, we're gonna stretch upwards, reach for the sky. We're gonna do this.
Make sure you stretch all the way through, all the way through. Keeping the breath.
For about 10 seconds. Now relax. Now we're gonna reach downwards. Remember, keep breathing. We're gonna do this for about 10 seconds.
You should feel it in your back.
Breathe in.
Remember, if you can't go this far, it's totally fine. Go however far down that you can.
For as long as you can. You don't have to do it as long as we're doing it.
Okay, let's reach up again. Stretch, stretch, stretch.
Remember to breathe. Good job, guys.
All right, bring it down. And we're gonna go down one more time just to stretch everything through. 10 seconds or longer, however you want. Keep the breath, keep breathing.
Okay, now we're gonna come up. Now we're gonna do our neck. Just rotate it at your own pace. Doesn't matter which side you start off with. Just make sure to keep breathing.
Make sure you're stretching every little place of your neck. If your neck cracks, It's okay, don't freak out. It might even feel good.
So keep doing that. Now we're gonna breathe in again. Breathe out. Now we're gonna start with light punches.
Light punches.
Just extend your arm. Remember, go at your own pace. You don't want to go really fast because you might get tired. But while you're doing this, make sure that you're breathing. Breathe in. Now breathe out.
Okay. After, we're gonna do some leg stretches. So if you can, we're gonna put one leg in front, one leg in back, and reach down as far as you can.
If you can't do this, it's okay. Just remember to breathe.
Okay, now we're gonna switch.
Now with your left leg forward, and now reach
down.
down.
Just reach far enough where you could get a good stretch. You don't want to pull anything or hurt yourself, so don't feel like you have to go as far down as we are or as fast as we are. Take it at your own pace.
Now we're just gonna start lifting our knees, just to stretch everything out.
You don't want to go too fast. We don't want you guys to fall, so take a good pace.
If you can't do this, it's okay.
If you can't, maybe just try to like bring your foot a little bit off the ground. You don't need to bring it way up here.
Yeah. But just remember to keep breathing. Okay, now we're gonna do our ankles. So either you can put it on your like tippy toes, or you can bring your foot out, however you're comfortable. We're just gonna rotate. Just rotate your ankle. Do the right foot. If you can't do this, it's okay.
We'll show you in a bit with the chairs, a little exercises that you can do. Sitting down that is a bit more safer for those who can't.
Okay, now
lift
we're
their
gonna do
legs
our
up.
left foot. Okay.
So we're gonna get
Now we can do our right arm. We're gonna bring it across your chest. You're gonna put your left arm underneath. You're just gonna stretch.
should feel a stretch in your shoulder, coming down a little bit towards your arm.
Okay, now we're gonna switch, and we're gonna put now your left arm across and your right hand under.
You don't want to pull too hard because you don't want to pull anything in your shoulder. So just a little bit, just enough to feel a little stretch.
Okay, now we're gonna switch again, and now right hand across, left hand under. Good job, guys. Remember to keep breathing. Go at your own pace. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, now one more time, we're gonna switch. Remember, breathing is very important.
And when you breathe, take the breath all the way in
And then all the way out.
all the way out through your mouth, okay?
Okay, good job, guys. Now we're gonna show you a few exercises to do sitting in a chair if you can't stand up or for whatever reason.
Or if you just feel a little bit more comfortable sitting down while doing stretches.
Okay, now we're gonna grab chairs.
Okay, so we can start with the ankle rolls. Just to show a little bit more, just bring your foot up a little bit and roll it.
Good job, guys. Remember, even though you're sitting down, you still have to breathe
Breathing is
in through
very
your
important for you.
nose, out through your mouth. Okay, now we're gonna switch
to the other.
to the left. Good job, guys.
Okay, we could also do the ones, you can also do any of the stretches that we've done previously. You can do the ones above this way. So reach for the ceiling, do this for 5 more seconds.
Good job, guys.
Keep breathing.
Remember, if you get tired, you can take a break.
And then you're gonna switch over to this side. Good job.
Now one more time, we're gonna go your right arm up, lean towards your left.
Stretching all the way through that shoulder.
Inhale, exhale.
Okay, let's switch over
One more time.
last time.
Good job. And slowly bring it down. Now we can, you can also do your arm where your small circles. Bring your arm straight out.
You don't have to have them way out here. You can have them in here if that's more comfortable for
In the
you.
front, as long as you're doing circles. And then you can also start to get bigger circles if you're more comfortable with that. All the way back, all the way front. You can alternate however you feel comfortable.
You do want to keep a slow pace though. You don't want to hurt or injure yourself.
Remember, keep breathing.
You can always do it backwards.
Okay, even when you're sitting down, you can also still stretch down. Just bend as far as you can forward. And just keep breathing. In through your nose, out through your mouth. If you do get tired, you can pause it and get a drink of water. You can come up and rest for a little bit. And now we're gonna end up doing the neck rolls. So again, slowly start rolling your neck. Good job, guys. Remember, this is not a race.
It's just to help you relax and take any stress out from you.
Don't forget to breathe. This is a great way to start your day. Okay, now we're gonna do right arm across, left arm under.
Remember not to pull too much, just enough where you feel a little bit of the stretching.
In through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay, now we're gonna switch. So now it's left arm across, right arm under.
Do this for about 10 seconds. Breathing in, breathing out.
Remember, go at your own pace. Okay, now we're gonna switch again. Left arm across, right arm across, left arm under. Good job, guys. Okay, now we're gonna switch again. So now it's left arm across, right arm under. Remember, take deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Good job, guys.
To finish off the video, let's take some few breaths just
to relax your
sitting
body.
in the chair and to relax ourselves, okay?
So it's gonna inhale, exhale
through your mouth.
Good job, guys. Keep going.
We'll do the last one here.
Okay, guys, so thank you for tuning in to PE. Remember to do this at your own pace. Don't go as fast as we are. You can go as slow as you want. You can always, if you don't feel safe doing some stretches standing up, you can always stretch sitting down. So thank you for tuning in.
And we'll see you next time. Okay, welcome back. We're going to be doing stress management. So to start off, managing stress is all about taking charge. Taking charge of your thoughts, your emotions, your schedule, your environment, and the way you deal with problems. The ultimate goal is to balance life with time for work, relationships, relaxation, and fun. Plus the resilience to hold up under pressure and meet challenges head on. Moving on to identifying the source of stress in your life. Stress management starts with identifying the sources of stress in your life. This is probably one of the most crucial points because you want to actually acknowledge and know what's stressing you out so you could plan to manage that kind of stress. So this isn't as easy as it sounds. Your true sources of stress aren't always obvious, and it's all too easy to overlook your own stress-inducing thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. You may know you're constantly worried about work deadlines, but maybe it's your procrastination rather than the actual job demands that leads to deadlines of stress. So maybe like a project is stressing you out, but it's not more of the project that's stressing you out, it's more like you're procrastinating, so not like really working on it or kind of like putting it in the back burner. So trying to like forget about the project, and then once you realize like, oh man, my project is due in like 2 days, like what am I gonna do? That's when you start, having that higher stressed out mentality. So to identify your true sources of stress, look closely at your habits, attitude, and excuses. So until you accept responsibility for the role you play in creating or maintaining, your stress level will remain outside of your control. One of the ways to help reduce your stress level can be start a stress journal. So a stress journal can help you identify the regular stressors in your life and the way you deal with them. Each time you feel stressed, keep track of it in your journal. As you keep a daily log, you will begin to see patterns and common themes. So it's very important, like, you don't even need like a journal. Maybe just get a piece of paper if that's all you have, and whatever you're feeling, just write it down. And it's better to have it out on a paper and see like, okay, this is what's stressing me out. Now I could take charge into like, okay, maybe I can do this to like make me feel a little bit relaxed about that. But keeping too much of the ideas and stressors in your head can probably cause you to stress out even more. So having a stress journal can definitely help you. You would want to write down what caused your stress. Make a guess if you're unsure. Something is better than nothing, so put whatever you feel on the paper. It might help you out in the end. So you want to write how you felt both physically and emotionally. How you acted in response, and what you did to make yourself feel better. So you would want to, like I said, find out what's causing the stress. So once you have the first one down, you could be like, okay, I could go on to like, how did this make me feel? Like, do I feel upset? Do I feel like crying? And you could go from there to help make yourself feel a little bit at ease. And then the how you acted in response is very important, because there are some unhealthy ways and there are some healthy ways that you could cope with stress. We're also going to go over that in a little bit. So you would want to look at how you currently cope with stress. Okay. So think about the ways you currently manage and cope with stress in your life. Your stress journal can help you identify them. Are your coping strategies healthy, unhealthy, helpful, or unproductive? That's what we're going to go over right now. So, unhealthy ways of coping with stress. These coping strategies may temporarily reduce stress. It might help you in like the moment, like okay, like just for now, but they can cause more damage in the long run. So first on the list, smoking. Smoking can help you feel relaxed for maybe like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but the stress is always going to come back. So this is one of the temporary ones. Drinking too much. Alcohol. Exactly. Drinking too much alcohol, that's not good for anybody, especially when you're stressed. Overeating or undereating. It's very important that you guys maintain a healthy diet. You guys don't want to just overeating when you're stressed, because then you're going to get too full, you could get sick, and then you don't want to undereat, because then your overall health is just going to decline, and it's just not a good thing. So zoning out for hours in front of the TV or computer. Using pills or drugs to relax. Again, this is just temporary relief. It's not going to help you in the long run. Sleeping too much. Filling up every minute of the day to avoid facing problems. And lastly, taking out your stress on others. So lashing out, having angry outbursts, physical violence. These are all of the unhealthy ways to cope with stress. There are much healthier ways to manage your stress. And we will go over some of those. Okay, so healthy ways to relax and recharge. This is one of the most important points that we're going to get through talking about stress. So one could be go for a walk. I know right now you guys can't really leave your house, so maybe walk around, in your front yard or your backyard, any outdoor activity.
In your driveways. If you have long driveways.
Spend time in nature. That goes for with going for a walk. Nature is said to be very good for you, very soothing for you. So this can help you relax and recharge. Sweat out tension with a good workout. That's always good. Like if you're angry or something, it's better to work out rather than physical violence or arguing with anybody. Write in your journal. Take long baths or showers. That really can help. You know, the warm water with the steam and everything can really help relax you. Even you could play some music in the background. Really take that time to relax and recharge. You could play with a pet if you guys do have a pet. Those are very therapeutic for relaxing and recharging. You can also curl up with a good book, listen to music, or watch a comedy. So for me, listening to music and watching a comedy would probably be one of the ones that would help me out the most, because music is just a way to kind of get away from all the stressors that I have, and it really suits me personally. And then watching a comedy, that's always good for everybody because they make you laugh.
Another thing you can do is talk to a friend or your staff if you're feeling overwhelmed, or you may not know what emotion you're feeling. You may feel that you need to just talk to somebody. If you don't have access to a phone, if you don't know your friend's number, you know that staff is calling you guys, checking in on a daily basis. You can talk to us when we give you guys a phone call. You can talk to your staff. If you talk to your parents, if they call, let them know, you know what, I'm overwhelmed. This is, like, I don't understand what's going on, because you are quarantined, which means you guys are staying home. So you guys need to vent and talk to somebody else. Or so just don't forget that you can talk to your home staff, maybe family, us when we call, maybe not me and Victoria, but other staff, other management. You can always reach out to somebody. So don't forget that.
You're not alone. You have a lot of people here to support you, and you know, things will get back to regular
normal
soon.
Hopefully soon.
Okay, so one of the last strategies is to adopt a healthy lifestyle. So under here, you can increase your resistance to stress by strengthening your physical health. So we're gonna get into a little bit of this. 1, exercise regularly. I know you guys can't leave your house, but you have a front yard, a backyard, living room. You can even do some inside indoor workouts. Whatever you guys can do will really benefit you. So physical activity plays a key role in reducing and preventing the effects of stress. Make time for at least 30 minutes of exercise 3 times per week. Nothing beats like aerobic exercise. So again, you could do those inside if it's raining or anything. Just, you know, move your arms,
your legs, even walking in place, stretching,
just to relieve the tension, you know, get everything flowing in your body. Second, you can eat a healthy diet. So well-nourished bodies are better prepared to cope with stress. So be mindful of what you eat. Start your day right with breakfast and keep your energy up and your mind clear with balanced, nutritious meals throughout the day. Eating healthy is very important, because once you eat healthy and you feel good, you're gonna have a better mentality, and good food is good fuel for your body. So keep that in mind. You're gonna want to reduce caffeine and sugar. I know this might be hard, but it's overall for a better cause. So the temporary highs of caffeine and sugar provides often end in a crash in mood and energy. By reducing the amount of coffee, soft drinks, chocolate, and sugar snacks in your diet, you will feel more relaxed and you'll sleep better. So I know that one's a little hard. Everyone loves sugar, coffee. I love coffee myself, but it is for us to have a better reaction to stress. it'll have a better reaction to stress, and pause.
And it helps you relax. It also will avoid the amounts of behaviors and outbursts you guys tend to have.
The last one is probably to get enough sleep. Getting enough sleep, adequate sleep, fuels your mind as well as your body. Feeling tired will increase your stress because it may cause you to think irrational. So let's go over strategies to help relax.
Yes.
Okay, so to help relax,
so deep breaths.
Deep breathing, you want to maybe count to 10, but very slowly. So you want to breathe in, breathe out. Meditating like how we do here, how we used to do here in the mornings. You know, we would take at least 10 to 15 minutes sitting down, eyes closed, breathing in, breathing out. This all can help relax you.
Even like reading a book, or that'll help you as well. Like
reading a book, like I said, taking long showers with the steam, some music, that could also relax you. And let's see, you want to go over from the beginning just so you guys can take in the overall message from this.
Okay, so again, managing stress. It means you're taking charge of your thoughts, your emotions, your schedule, your environment, and the way you deal with problems. Remember, you guys are the ones who choose what kind of day you're having. If, say, you woke up in the morning and you feel, oh, today's going to be a bad day, well, it's up to you to have a good day. It's up to you to remain positive. Remember, if you had a bad morning, well, don't worry about it. That happened. It happened. Now let's focus on having a better rest of the day. Take a deep breath. So just remember, you control what kind of day you're going to have. So, and then know what stresses you out. If you know that your roommate, if you're awake already and your roommate's still asleep and you know that that's going to stress you out because they're still sleeping, well, why don't you leave the room and go into the living room, go see what you can help around the house with, you know, think of other ways to get you out of that situation. So you have to make sure, you have to see what's causing you to have stress, and you have to accept responsibility for it. So say if you know that roommate or you not getting what you wanted for breakfast, that's gonna stress you out, then you have to be like, you know what, I'm sorry, like I know that I could have avoided this. You have to take responsibility for it. So other ways, things you can do is start a stress journal. If you can't write, maybe you can just talk to your staff, see if maybe they can write it down for you, and they can write down like what helps you, like de-stress. And you have to write how you felt both physically and emotionally, how you reacted to it, and then what did you do to make yourself feel better? Did you go for a walk? Did you read a book? Did you listen to music? Did you go take a nap? Like some people, they get cranky when they're tired, or they get cranky when they're hungry. So that may also cause you to be stressed out. So other ways of coping, unhealthy, remember, smoking, drinking too much, which pertains to like alcohol, overeating or undereating, zoning out in front of the TV and computer, or using drugs, sleeping too much, taking out your stress on others, yelling at other people, cursing, any of that, like saying bad words, that's unhealthy. Healthy ways, it's you go for a walk, spend time in nature. Even if you go outside in your front yard, lay on a pillow, look up at the sky, like
yeah, it can help you. Don't not try one of these things because I don't like to go outside, or I don't really like to read a book or anything. Just try it. You'll be surprised if it would help you.
Yeah, you can also remember work out. Whether if you can't stand up, you can do some stretches sitting down in a chair. You can meditate. You can breathe, inhale, exhale. Write in a journal. You can take long baths. You can play with a pet, listen to music, watch TV, call a friend, family member, talk to your staff, whatever it may be. So those are healthy ways. And remember that it also has to do with a healthy lifestyle. You have to exercise regularly, so 30 minutes 3 times a week. Eat healthy, which means if you're gonna have chips and you have the option of having those chips or having like an apple or
fruits,
vegetables. So go over. It's better to go for like the fruits than the chips,
the sugary stuff.
Yeah, and then stay away from the sugar and the caffeine. So like the soda, the coffee, the chocolate. Because if you stay away from that, your mood's gonna get better. You're gonna be more relaxed, and you're gonna sleep better. And then obviously you get enough sleep. So remember, you can take deep breaths, count slowly to 10, meditate, music, reading a book, going for a walk. You just have to know what works for you, because what works for Victoria might not work for me. So you have to remember that you have to do what's best for you. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for joining our class.
Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to Health and Safety class. Today we're going to talk about COVID-19. So what is it? COVID-19 is a new respiratory virus first identified in Wuhan, China.
Respiratory, did I spell it right? No, I think I spelled it wrong.
It has the potential to cause severe illness and pneumonia in some people.
Cause what?
Severe illness and pneumonia in some people. Okay, now we're going to talk about who is at risk. Though everyone is at risk of this virus, the ones who are at a higher risk are travelers to and from certain areas. Our increased risk are as close contact of those who are ill.
What was the travelers to and from?
Certain areas. So say like you're traveling from Japan or China, somewhere where it first started, you would be highly at risk of getting exposed to this virus, rather than somebody who's been, say, like in California or Montana,
or at home.
Or at home.
Yeah.
Okay, so current risk is to general public is low. And then for tips, you should see travel guidance from the CDC and prevention.
Travel guidance.
So the CDC can give you a little more insight about preventions, what to do, but we'll go over that a little later. So what are the symptoms? Illnesses can be mild, or in some cases be severe enough to require hospitalization. Some symptoms of this respiratory illness primarily include fever, cough, shortness of breath. So usually the fever would be maybe like 102, 103, but if you're around, I think like 98 is the regular temperature, so wouldn't be like cause to like panic or anything.
And also like the shortness of breath and the coughing, but there's also some people that are carriers and they don't show any symptoms to it.
Right. For the cough, it could be a dry cough, meaning no like mucus is coming out, but you have a really hard cough. And then the shortness of breath is just feeling the tightness where your lungs would be, because it is a respiratory virus, so it would be harder for you to breathe. So how is it prevented? So now we're going to go over some tips of how to prevent the virus from spreading. Similar to prevention of other respiratory illnesses like the flu, one should wash hands often. Now, when you wash your hands, you want to be using soap, not just water. And also use warm water. You want to avoid touching eyes, nose, or mouth with unwashed hands. Avoid contact with sick people. Because again, if you're around sick people who are exposed to the virus, you're at a higher risk of getting the virus yourself.
Touching eyes, nose,
mouth with unwashed hands. Stay home while you're sick. Avoid others. So if you're sick with the virus, you want to make sure to do everything that you can to stay home so you don't cause the virus to spread even more. So it's encouraged that everyone stays home at this time for that reason. And lastly, cover your mouth and nose with a tissue when coughing or sneezing. So if we're gonna sneeze, we don't want to sneeze just like ha-chew and then like all your saliva goes everywhere, right? Because that's gonna spread it to everyone around you. So a better tip for when you're sneezing, to also sneeze or cough into your elbow, like we have been teaching you guys for a while. So avoid using your hands and like do it into your elbow. Okay, so we're gonna go over how it spreads.
Yes. Right?
Yeah.
Symptoms, prevention, so I want to swap. Okay. So we're gonna go over how it spreads. Okay. One way it spreads is through the air by coughing and sneezing. So again, remember that one of the preventions is to cover your mouth and nose when sneezing. So sneeze this way. I know some people like to sneeze into their shirt, but just make sure it's covered. And after you sneeze, if you do use your hand, make sure you wash your hands. Like it says right here, with warm water and soap. So close personal contact, such as touching or shaking hands, is another way it could spread. Which is why, if you guys noticed, we wouldn't be letting you guys touch hands or anything. We'd do elbows, or we'd just wave or just smile at each other to avoid any contact. Another way is touching an object or surface with the virus on it, then touching your mouth, nose, or eyes. That's why we would tell you guys, don't pick your nose, or after you do it, go wash your hands. And now we're gonna go over how long the virus stays on certain surfaces. Okay, just write it right there. Just do like a
stays on.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So on plastics, it could last up to 2 to 3 days. For example, if you go out into the community, if you're going on car rides, it'll stay on, and you come home and you don't wash your hands when you get home, it'll stay on like the milk cartons, or if you're doing laundry that day, it'll stay on there. So that's what's very important when you go out into the community, even if it's just for a car ride, that you come home and the first thing you do is wash your hands. And then it'll also stay on stainless steel, so like the refrigerator, the pots and pans, it'll stay 2 to 3 days as well. And another one on the cardboard, like say right now, since people aren't able to go out into the community, your homes may be having packages come in with your guys' supplies, it'll stay up to 24 hours. And then if you guys are counting money, or you're doing money management at home and there's pennies, it'll stay up to 4 hours. That's copper. And then another one, aluminum, like soda cans, water bottles, if they're aluminum, it'll stay 2 to 8 hours on there. And then for glass, so like the drinking glass, the measuring cups, the mirrors, your windows, it can last up to 5 days on there. That's why it's very important to always do your chores. If you have to do chores at home, if it consists of wiping down counters, whatever it is, make sure you do it thoroughly to make sure that the viruses and bacteria are gone. And on ceramics, so like your dishes, it can say on there as for 5 days. So if you grab a dish and you know it's been sitting up there for a while, just wash it again just to make sure that it's clean.
It's always better to rewash and prevent you from getting sick or anything. It's never a bad thing to be overly cautious, so to prevent you from getting sick.
Or anybody else from getting sick. So on paper, there's some strands of the virus that live for a few minutes on the paper, while there's others that live up to 5 days. And then on food, it says that the virus doesn't seem to spread through exposure to food, but still it's a good idea to wash the fruits and vegetables under running water before you eat them. So that's why whenever you guys come with an apple or anything like that, we wash it before you guys eat it. Even if you're at home, you should do that. And then when it comes to water, it says coronavirus hasn't been found in the water, but it does get into the water supply. So your local water treatment plants filter it, which means like if you're drinking from the sink water, that might not be a good idea unless it's filtered. Some group homes, they do have the filter on it already, so it's okay to drink it, but you guys should ask your staff to make sure the water that you guys are getting is you're able to drink it. So just make sure that you're washing your hands, you're not getting close to people, no hugs. If you want to show somebody that you're excited to see them and you want to shake their hand, just give them an elbow the way we've been doing here at program. So you guys have to make sure, see prevention again, wash your hands. When you get out of the restroom, you wash your hands. Under warm water with soap, you actually have to rub it. You're not just going to put it and then just do it under the water like that. That's why we have you guys practice it here every time you use the restroom. If you pick your nose, if you were to like touch something right before you eat, after you eat, that's why here you always have to wash your hands. So let's go over this again. So we talked about COVID-19. It is a respiratory virus. So for some people, it can cause pneumonia, and it's potential to cause severe illness in some people. So some people, like we had said, you might have it, but you don't show any symptoms. So because of that, that's why they're saying to stay home. That's why if you guys are wondering, why aren't we going to program? We know you guys are bored at home, but it's for your safety, for everybody's safety, to avoid anybody from getting sick.
Again, we talked about the symptoms. So they could be severe or mild. The fever, the dry cough, the coughing, shortness of breath. If you do feel that you're getting these symptoms, make sure you talk to your staff, and we want to address this as soon as possible. You don't want it to linger on or anything like that. So keep in mind these symptoms, because it's very important that we get to it as quick as we can if you're feeling that way.
Yeah. Okay, so how it spreads, it's through the air. So if you cough, then if you didn't cover your mouth or anything, the virus stays in the air and somebody else is going to walk by, and then they can inhale that. So you have to remember that you have to cover your mouth when you're coughing, whether you have a napkin, whatever it is, but every time you cough or you sneeze, it's very good to wash your hands.
And you always want to be away from a good distance away from other people.
At least 6 feet.
6 feet away. So that if you do cough or sneeze and you didn't cover it, you're at least far enough away from the other person. Yeah. Avoid touching objects and then touching your eyes or your mouth or your face, because that's how you could increase your chances of getting sick with the virus. We're going to go over how to properly wash your hands with the warm water and soap. Okay, guys, now we're back and I'm going to show you how to properly wash your hands. So first, you want to come to the sink. You want to put the hot water and the cold water to make warm because we don't want to use just cold water. It's found that the warm water is better to kill the bacteria off your hands. So once the water is warm enough, you're going to wet your hands. Get some soap. You're going to start washing your hands, and you want to do this for at least 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make sure you do it really nice. Try to get where the fingertips are. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So once you feel like everything is all washed and good, you're going to rinse off your hands. Make sure you try to take off all the soap. Then you're going to dry your hands with paper towels or napkins, whatever you have next to you. Dry them and then use the napkins to turn off the water. Hey guys, thank you guys for tuning in to the remote services. I'm Victoria.
And I'm Cecilia.
And we briefly want to go over what we discussed today. So we talked about the coronavirus and things to do to prevent the spread of coronavirus. We talked a little bit about staying home, avoiding touching your face, making sure you wash your hands with the soap and warm water. We want to avoid contact with anybody who's not in your home. So again, like staying indoors, not leaving, doing the best that you can to not leave.
And if you were to go out, remember to wear a mask. If you don't have a mask, you can use a scarf. Just make sure your mouth is covered, your nose is covered. Wear gloves if you have gloves. If your staff has hand sanitizer, use hand sanitizer. But just always wash your hands.
And then also we went over some of the symptoms, the fever, the coughing, either dry or you could have a mucus, and the shortness of breath. So those things were very important to take into consideration. And we did say that if you do feel like you're experiencing this, to make sure you notify your staff right away, so we can get you on the right track of getting the help that you need if you do feel these symptoms.
And I know during this time it is a scary time, and you guys will get stressed out, you guys will get bored, whatever the case may be, but just know that, like I mentioned before, that we do call you guys, maybe not us two, but other staff, other management. We will call you guys on a daily basis to check on you guys, and that's when you guys can tell us. And if we haven't spoken to you, or it's been already, like we already had talked to you guys, you can always talk to your staff, you can call a friend. And also just know that our office is available. Management is there via phone, because you guys are supposed to be staying home, so you guys can't come to the office. But you guys can call Monday through Friday from 9 to 3. Hours may change sometimes depending on what's happening that day, if it's a holiday, whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm. Just know that you guys do have the support here, and don't hesitate to call or take the initiative to let anybody know how you're feeling. So to end today on a positive note, Cecilia is going to read the quote that we provided here.
It says, "You must tell yourself, no matter how hard it is or how hard it gets, I'm going to make it." So like I mentioned, these are very scary times. It is nothing that we've pretty much experienced before, so this is on you to everybody. And just know that even if you're having a rough day, that day will pass and you can have a better day the next day. So just stay focused on the positive and try not to dwell and worry about the negative. So if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, you guys want to see anything, you can leave a comment down below, and you can also watch this video along with other videos that we provided whenever you guys want, as many times as you guys want. So okay guys, so we'll see you guys next time.